Hello, friends. It's Ashley. I am so excited to nerd out with you today about something that's very fun and also will make you money. Systems make you money. Crazy. If you haven't met yet, I am Ashley and I am an Airtable and automation expert. And I specifically help coaches use Airtable to really organize all pieces of their client management. So, onboarding, offboarding, re-signs, but also their client delivery so they can track their client results, make sure that their offers are getting their clients the best results possible, using Airtable to make all these amazing updates to your coaching offers, and really just making sure that you are the best coach that you can be. Now, I have done a whole Client Hub Spotlight series that I will make sure that you have the links to so you can check out in your free time. But we love here, we have an Airtable Client Hub template. Now, I'm going to show you one piece of the Client Hub template today, which is our offboarding and our resign process that helps you automate client renewals and make sure that you're just like on autopilot, making sure you're asking for people to resign and all of those things. Because what happens, I don't know about y'all, but like a lot comes up for me when I am doing resigns. So like my group program, I have a 12-month group program. I'm like, okay, well, like they're about to resign. They're supposed to resign. I haven't heard from them in a while. How are they doing? Is it going to be weird for me to come into their inbox and make this ask? Like there's just becomes like there's a lot of stickiness around offboarding for me. And there just always has, maybe I need to go to therapy about it. Anyways, my systems help me like automate this process so I can get out of my feelings and my automations can handle the offboarding process for me. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. But if you have resigns, especially if you have an evergreen program that you have people getting like offboarded every week at different intervals and different times, and your ops team is like trying to struggle to remember like who needs to be offboarded when, Airtable can also help you like automate those things so you're not dealing with all of the drama that is just resigns in general. There's a lot of issues when it comes to resigns, and we just want to make it as seamless as possible. And truly, my Airtable Client Hub makes it as seamless as you possibly can. Like I said, I'm going to show you what this looks like so you could totally pull up Airtable and do this on your own time or while we're on this call. But I wanted to show you and just really recommend, if you're watching this and you like this, please get my Client Hub. This, like with my Client Hub, everything about your clients is organized in one spot and nothing slips through the cracks. Offboarding is just one piece of the puzzle, but really like your clients expect a high touch experience and want you to prove that you get the results that you promise. And keeping track of your clients in random notes apps, scattered spreadsheets, and waiting for your clients to slack you their wins like isn't cutting it anymore. And we really want to make sure that not only is your offboarding process like finessed and streamlined, but that you have an amazing process for your clients throughout their coaching with you, so they want to resign and they're excited to resign. And I'll actually share a story with you about a resign that a client had where she was going to lose out on the resign, and she was able to use her client data to really showcase to the student like, hey, you got the results. So I'll share that story in a minute. But if you like this, really, there is no better option for organizing your clients in Airtable. Not Notion, not spreadsheets, not ClickUp, not Kajabi, not Kartra, nothing, 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 nothing. It is Airtable or bust, okay? You can get started on the free plan. What I'm about to show you, you can completely do on the free plan. It is a simple, simple, simple automation that has made me personally $20,000. A lot of my other clients, it has made them way more because they have more volume or they have higher ticket clients, or they've, like it's amazing what this one little automation can do. And you really need our Client Hub, whether you have 1 or 1,000 coaching clients. So if you are interested in getting our Client Hub, could not recommend it enough. It's just you're going to hit the ground running with all of these. But um, let's get into what the process looks like. And this is also the back end of our Client Hub. This is what you'd get if you get the Client Hub, but we'll look at it from the offboarding perspective. We have so many different things that your Client Hub organizes. So your onboarding forms, applications, one-on-one calls, group calls. We have different videos talking about all of these different options and all of the different things that this can manage. But like I said, we're just going to be talking about your offboarding and renewals for now. So, what's cool already, and I forget that so many clients actually don't have this, but what we have with our Client Hub is called a primary client record. And that is one record that everything about your client is linked to. And so, what we want to see is a list of all of your clients in that offer. And we want to have their start date, their days in the program, if they have any special circumstances, right, which will calculate an end date. So this is just a really like it's very simple, but so many times when people come to us and we say, okay, how many active clients do you have in your program? They don't know because they have like 50 people in Kajabi, but then there's 37 people. There's 67 people in the active campaign tag, and they don't know which one is accurate, and they don't know what got offboarded when. And it's just really confusing for them. So, like, literally just having a list of all of your clients, when they started, when they're ending, is already like a pretty revolutionary, like sigh of relief to have all of this. But this little section alone, there's so much else that Airtable does that we talk about in other videos. But this end date here is this little tiny date field. Lets us do so many cool things. So you'll see here, Ashley won test. She started 9/21. She had 365 days in the offer, but let's say she was having a hard time, so you gave her additional 90 days. Or let's say we want to add 180 days. You can just add the dates here and it's going to auto populate her end date and adjust it, which is really cool to see. So we want to make sure that you have an accurate end date for all of your clients. And what you can do, this is the automation that like rules them all. It's so simple, it is so straightforward. But Airtable has built-in automations. So you actually don't have to use Zapier, which is like an automation platform. You don't have to use Zapier to do this at all. This is all available for you in Airtable, in our Client Hub, and it's on the free plan. So all you have to do is set up a little simple automation that says when their end date is 30 days from now, or whenever you want to remind them, and their status is active. So if they're still active in the program in 30 days, then you want to send them an email. And I'm going to show you what our email looks like. You can even, you can copy it, do whatever you want to do. So let's see, you would select your Gmail account. It's super easy. It's going to send it right to that person on that day. And this is what we say. We say, I can't believe it. Your time is almost up. Resign options inside. So we can really customize this to make it feel friendly as if it's coming from you. A lot of the time, sometimes people think that automations can feel like really cold, and that doesn't have to be the case. Like you get to put your own voice and your own spin on this. So it says, hi, first name, Ashley here from Systems Over Stress. This is the exact email that we use. That has really, really helped us. So there's strategy in this as well. Popping in to discuss your time in the program and invite you to stick around and nerd out with us a little bit longer. Your final day on Systems Over Stress is, and it gives an end date. So it's going to say is Tuesday, November 4th, 2024, whatever that is. As your time in the program is coming to the end, you've got two options. Option one, get an extender pass and stay in Systems Over Stress for an additional 6 months. And we say, obviously, this is our preferred option for you. We'd absolutely love to continue supporting you in your Airtable journey. If you're interested in sticking around longer, you can purchase the extender pass here for $1,000. You can purchase the extender pass until end date. So we're always telling them, like, here's what you can expect. Like, make sure you purchase it by this date. Then we say option two, don't get the extended pass and get offboarded from the program. We'll keep you inside the program until, again, the end date. You will be officially offboarded then and no longer have access to the curriculum or community group. This gives you a few weeks to download the templates and make the most of the program. While we would absolutely love to keep supporting you in Systems Over Stress, we totally honor and respect either way option you choose. I'm a little friendlier with my people. You can adjust this as you see fit. But this is the part that I really, really like and we get a lot of engagement out of, which I wanted to share with you. So we say, will you hit reply and let us know which way you're leaning? So a 1, 2, or 3. We get so much response with this. Like 1, I'm going to sign up for the extender pass. Follow up if you don't see my name come through before the cutoff date. 2, I'm not going to get the extender pass. Thanks for the time inside the program. Or 3, I'm thinking about extending and I have some questions before I commit. If you have any questions, let me know. Rooting for you, Ashley. So this email is amazing. And it is getting automatically sent to my clients 30 days out from their resign. So if you have a group coaching program, if you have one-on-one coaching, you can draft what you want your offboarding, your resign invitation to look like, and then Airtable can automatically send it to your clients on your behalf. What we do is this automation is sends it through your Gmail. So in your sent inbox, you can see these emails. And what we typically do is we have another like little automation that says if it's been 15 days and we still haven't seen them resign, then my ops team will reply to that email and so it's just like on the same thread. They'll say, hey, Ashley, just want to make sure that you saw this. Like, do you have any questions? And they'll typically respond with like a 1, 2, or 3. Or they'll say, they'll respond with a 1, 2, or 3. And then what's nice too is if they respond with a 1, I feel an integrity to pester them a little bit more of like, hey, you were supposed to join, where you at? Or if they're not interested in signing up, they can let us know and we can kind of stop asking them. So it's really like helps us help them in figuring out what they want to do. So we love this email. We've been using this email for years. It just gets us such great results. And it also really just like honors my boundaries for me. Oftentimes what I see and what you might have experienced in your group programs is it's a 12-month program. And on the 12th month, on like, the last day, you offboard them. And then for some reason, they've been quiet in the program, but that 12th, that 13th month, that 12th month and one extra day, they come into your inbox and they're like, why have I lost access to the program? Like, what's going on? I was planning on using it. And they're just a couple days off. So even though your systems held the boundaries for you, you told them 12 months of access, they got revoked with 12 months of access. They didn't get a heads up that they were going to get removed from all the stuff. And those little like moments are when kind of, even if they had a good time in your program, it leaves kind of like a sour taste in their mouth. And so I really like being able to do these check-ins, these like 30-day out check-ins, 15 days out, whatever you want to do, just to let them know like, hey, if you don't resign, make the most of the rest of your time in the program. And what you can do as well, there's so much you can do with resigns. What I was talking about in the beginning, and Jamar said in the chat, I want to show those results to get members to keep their subscription. Something you can do with these automations is you can pull in their results, because with our Client Hub, you're tracking everything. It's a central source of truth. So you should be tracking your client results as well. You could get extra creative with your offboarding, and you can have automations like resign automations where it says if they've achieved their program promise, send them this type of email. If they haven't achieved their program promise, send this type of email. So you can cater it based on like if they've achieved their program promise or not. So let's say you have, I'm just using Jamar as an example because he's in the chat. Like it's like launch your program, launch your YouTube channel in 90 days. If they're coming up to it and they haven't launched their YouTube channel yet, you can say, hey, Ashley, Jamar here. You're about to be up for resign. Just like it looks like you haven't launched your channel yet. Let's do it. Like let's make the most of it. Like let's get you like if you stay in the offer, here is like how we can continue to support you. And if you don't stay in the offer, like we have 30 days. Like let's get this channel up and running. Boo. I know Jamar and the word boo or honey, to boo or honey. So and then if they've already submitted their channel, you could say, hey, you're coming up for resign. You've already launched your channel, and you've grown your subscribers by 900 subscribers since you've been in the program. How incredible. Here's how we can help you keep going. And so those are the things that you can do because you're tracking the client's results all inside of Airtable. So you can get really, really sophisticated with this. I wanted to share a story about a client that I had who had a client who she does resign like one-on-one calls. So she says like, hey, you're up for resign. If you like here's your offboarding call. And on the offboarding call, she invites them to renew. So she was inviting them to renew, and the client that was up for resign had a lot of family stuff going on, sickness, like had some money issues, just like wasn't doing great. And as like an ethical coach, my client wasn't going to be like, oh, like join anyways. Like she was giving a lot of like legitimate reasons that you don't really want to like fight with when, or like handle those objections. Like, okay, if you're going through a lot of family stuff, maybe now isn't the right time. But then something she said, and I didn't make my ROI in the program. And so I don't really want to invest again because it was a $5,000 program and I didn't make $5,000 in the offer. My client was able to go to this client's client profile and pull up their client notes. And in her results tracker, she literally has this here where she could see, hey, it actually looks like you have made $4,500 in this program. Let's talk about how you can make $1,000 in the last 30 days of the program so you can at least get your ROI. And that really shifted the energy of the resign conversation. So instead of saying like, yeah, this was a bust. I didn't really get my ROI in the program and I've got a lot going on with my family. She was like, oh, like 30 days, we can make you $1,000 in 30 days. Like, let's figure out how to do it. And the client was so energized by that offboarding call that they ended up re-signing. And that, I think that was like a $4,500 offer. So because that my client was tracking her results in Airtable, she was able to like respond neutrally with facts related to like the results of the program. So even though that client was going through so much, they realized like, oh wow, like this actually is the coach for me. And like to be able to pull up your results and be like, hey, you've made this amount of, like, yes, you haven't, hit your ROI, but we can totally get you there. Having that instead of just believing them of like, oh yeah, like it looks like it's going to be hard, like you didn't get your ROI in the program, like it just totally changed the energy of the conversation. So that's how resigns and your results trackers can really work together. Super cool. So just always remember, like, if you're new to my world, if you're new to Airtable, Airtable really is your centralized source of truth. Everything about your clients lives here because we want it all to talk to each other. All of this stuff tells a story. If a client is not having a good time in the offer, specifically, I know another client who just reached out to me and sent me a screenshot of the email they were able to send to the client because the client emailed in and said like, "Hey, I didn't get as much as I wanted to in this program. Like, how can I make the most of my next 60 days? Or like, can I get a refund or something like that?" And they literally were able to pull up their client profile and say, "Hey, like, sorry to hear you're like, feeling overwhelmed. It looks like the last call you attended was November 19th. And that's in the future now, but like, let's say like October 19th, 2024. Remember, you should come to the group calls. It looks like you haven't redeemed your one-on-one calls since like last year. It looks like you haven't submitted any results trackers. Like you haven't submitted support tickets. Like here's how you can submit them." And was just able to respond very neutrally and with a very catered plan. And I like this client specifically is growing a group offer with hundreds of people in it. And sometimes your clients can feel like they're getting lost in a sea of clients. But when you have your client profiles like this, um, they can't really like deny how like you care about them. Like you've got all their data, you're tracking them, you can pull it up and you can see everything about them, which really just helps those sticky situations when it comes to client management, when it comes to customer service. And it gives you like not ammo, I do not want to use that word, but it gives you just it gives you something to work with when you are using when you're doing your offboarding. So that's what I wanted to share today. So simple. Like there's you can see there's a lot of fields here, right? There's so much else that Airtable can do. But bare minimum, you just need like a status of active, their start date and their end date. And you can set up an automation that will send them an email. What happens next, obviously, is if they get offboarded, if they don't resign, what we do is we have kind of a second step that says if the end date is yesterday, so we don't offboard, we don't recommend offboarding the same day of the client's like day. We always do it the day after, just so they have a full day. So if there's time zone stuff, like we just rather give them an extra day. So if their end date is yesterday, uh, we have a Slack channel automation that says start offboarding for Ashley. Yesterday was Ashley's last day in the program. And we have a Slack channel that just says like these steps should automatically be happening. So because we have Airtable automation, Zapier automations running for offboarding, we say they should have been updated from active to graduated. They should have been removed from the course platform, and their tag and ConvertKit should move from active to graduated. So we say like just go check that all that happened. And then these steps need to be done manually because sometimes there are manual steps. Specifically, like if you have a Facebook group, you can't remove them from it. I don't know if you can do it from Slack either. So we just make sure that there's like that the offboarding is done. We say complete the manual steps, double check the automatic steps, and do a like green emoji reaction when complete. So we really just try to make it as simple as possible so nobody slips through the cracks that way. So super easy to do, so beautiful. And if they do resign, we have an automation that like will basically when they re-sign through your checkout platform, it's going to update their record and say that they've been re-signed, and it's going to add like another 365 days to the re-sign date. And so it gives them now 2 years of access. So it's very simple. It's very seamless. I walk you through how to do that with the client hub. But that's kind of like how it all works. So you just never have to worry or wonder who's up for resign, who's getting offboarded, who's not getting offboarded, and all of that. So that is our amazing like offboarding stuff. It's so simple. Airtable can be so simple. It doesn't have to be complicated to really be just so profound and really change your business for the better. So that's what I got to say today. If you want the client hub, you've got to get it. It's here, and it's a self-study like template, but what we really recommend is getting our template plus our 3-month support pass. So if you like this and you're like, I'm so new to Airtable, like I don't know where to begin, or like, would this work for me with a membership, or would this work for me with my unique offer? Get the support pass, because with that, you have me and my team in your back pocket. So you can set up your hubs faster and customize with confidence, because you just like have me and my team. So you get an async support ticketing system that lives right in Airtable. So as you're working on your Airtable systems, you can just ping us and ask us questions. And we're basically in your back pocket as you're setting up the client hub. So beginners can ask us the basics, experts can ask us how to customize it and take it to the next level. And you can send us your base and say, hey, did I do this right? Does everything look okay? Anything that you've got like question wise about Airtable in your systems, our support pass is an amazing place to be and to live. So hope this was helpful. If you have any questions in the chat, let me know. This concludes our like 2 weeks of YouTube lives. It was so fun to be here every day sharing with y'all. So we can't wait to see you inside the Client Hub template. And if you have any questions, you can drop the comments below. You can shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'm at Systems Over Stress. Or there's a little like chat pop up on our sales page too that you can reach out. So a bunch of different ways to reach out, to ask questions and make sure it's a good fit. But if you are a coach in any capacity, even a service provider, this Client Hub is going to work for you. And we can't wait to see what you create.